నాకే కాదు నువ్వు మా అమ్మకు కూడా నచ్చుతావు, which is not just me, even my mother would like you. There is no engagement whatsoever.
So like, all your female fans particularly are hearing sighs of relief now.
I think she's really on my case about getting married. She's on my case, and we have a little doggy, Bubbles. So वो Bubbles को जिस तरह से hug कर रही है, she's like, hi, I wish he was also a baby I was holding in my hand, my grandson. I'm like, oh God यार. I was very clear कि I loved that too. So मुझे भी अच्छा लगा तो मैंने भी डाल दिया गूढ़ाचारी में. But लोगों को From Russia with Love 1964 का From Russia with Love पता नहीं था. सबको लगा कि ये Kingsman से निकाला है. So there was a lot of allegations on me कि copy किया. So which was first मैं काफी explain करना चाह रहा था, but then I realized that's their frame of reference. It's very important for us to make sure we're telling something that you don't see in a Pathan, that you don't see in a Tiger, that you see something else. Someone like Bunny, Allu Arjun was very instrumental in sort of getting my first big hit, like the word out, because social media was just starting at that time.
Hello everyone, I'm Goodachari and welcome to Zoom Speak Easy. I'm so excited to have him on my show again and again. One of the finest actors that we have today. He is our pan-India actor, like we like to call him. And there is so much that we can get inspired by his journey here. Of course, talking about the very talented Adivi Sesh. Hello, Sesh.
क्या intro दिया यार?
सही बात है. Of course, it is true. Your journey has truly been inspiring. You know, we've had a long conversation about the kind of hustle you had to do, right? But now when I see Goodachari's, 2 is here and you release the teaser, it made me instantly think about the time you spent in Goodachari, the first part. I mean, everybody talks about how amazing the film is, but at that time you were not given the kind of budgets and stuff that you have today, because you proved yourself also, and it's.
So I think it's it's obviously nice to be in the place we are. We announced it. That was the video you saw. It was like this announcement video. We start shooting in November. But yeah, it is by far the biggest film I've ever done. और वो भी मतलब जिस तरह से हम बना रहे, we want it to be something that travels even beyond Indian borders. We're trying to get a specialty release in the States.
Wow.
For the film. There's going to be a couple of European language theatrical releases happening. So
amazing.
It's all in the works.
I know that you're as invested in the film as well. Tell me how that collaboration is important for you. A lot of actors want to come, finish the things, segregate. But you are someone who's always been like this.
मतलब मैं उस दिन का इंतजार कर रहा हूँ कि मैं कब ऐसे कैरावैन से निकल के डायलॉग बताइए, अच्छा ठीक है.
कभी तो हुआ होगा.
हाँ हुआ है. I can't hit the second guess it was that.
Of course.
I got to be the actor. But G2, yeah, I think it's a film because I'm writing it along with the director. On the contrary, other actors, I also have to help explain along with him. As a writer, मैं scene को बताना, I have to explain it. So it's a very intricate film. It's not very usual कि in 1 year, if you've had 2 very successful films, फिर suddenly 11 महीने तक shoot नहीं किया. Like that's happened. So I last shot in December of 22. We are in October of 23, and November of 23 में I start G2. So it's.
You have really worked on the pre-production, like we say.
Yeah. This film, 4 countries, high number of locations. It's a massive, massive film, and we don't want to just VFX it. Like we want to capture as much as we can.
And stuff, which is a massive task.
बहुत मुश्किल है.
Could you tell us about what you went through in the first part, the challenges that you faced then? And the challenges versus now, because that'll be interesting to compare. मतलब बड़े हो गए होंगे लेकिन तभी भी challenges तो होंगे.
See, Goodachari is the Telugu word for spy, and at that time, spy films were so out of fashion in South Indian film that when we said we're making a spy film, people thought, "You mean like a comedy? Like, is it like a like a spy comedy, a parody? ऐसा है क्या?" We're like, no, it's like a true blue, on your face, serious spy film. So once we did that, it sort of started this huge trend of spy films in Telugu cinema. And I think this time when we come, they're going to be waiting for it to be like, जिसने start किया अब वो उसका next chapter बना, तो देखते हैं क्या करते हैं. पहली बात तो it's like trying to make an impression. अब तो they're like, dude, you better satisfy our hype. it's a very different mind space. And by God's grace, budget में भी 2 0 add हो गए तो
बिल्कुल. You mentioned that पहले जब आपने गुडचरी की बात कर रही थी, उस टाइम पे spy films उतनी नहीं हो रही थी. Right now, like if we look at what's happening.
And also, I think because of the sudden surge of the spy genre in Hindi cinema, like you know, it's very important for us to make sure we're telling something that you don't see in a Pathan, that you don't see in a Tiger, that you see something else. What is it that you're showing? You know, that's the reason we titled it G2, so anybody can understand the title, and nobody needs to have seen part 1 to understand part 2. The goal is for it to just travel beyond borders.
We all know there are 2 kinds of spy film, at least. I'm sure there are other kinds as well. One that is done on a very more than stricter budgets, they are done very realistically, of course.
Like a Razi.
Like a Razi and stuff. And then, of course, there are other films like, you know, War, Pathan. Then, you know, we'll have a lot more in that sense of it, films that are continuing. You know, Tiger Zinda hai and a lot more, right? Like Tiger 3 right now. So there is, and every spy film that I mentioned right now are massive hits, and with their own track. Of course, patriotism mixed with it, it's even a bigger track of it. Tell me, for you, why was it important to have that balance? Because whenever you tell yourself neither, you said हम लोग इसमें भी नहीं है, इसमें भी नहीं है, हम अपना एक world है.
See, I think see, I like, for example, I really enjoyed the new Tiger trailer. I saw it yesterday. मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा. And you know, there's a lot of slow motion, and it's a very like a lot of swag in it. No?
Yeah.
You know, to see Bhai like that, it's a lot of swag in it. So my whole perspective is, if I'm going to tell something, we have to show the audience something else. क्योंकि the swag part वो भाई कर रहे हैं.
जी.
तो हम क्या कर सकते हैं जो लोगों को बहुत interesting and dynamic लग सकता है. And there's a lot of realistic spy film in Hindi, though not in Telugu. In Hindi, there's a lot of realistic spy cinema that's come. So I want to tell something. The term would be a decorated reality. कि real है, but our style won't come in that way. It's going to be edgy. It's going to be very edgy. Including using a lot of homegrown Indian technology in the film. Sort of a make in India kind of.
Oh, love that.
You know, like what would an Indian OS be? An Indian operating system.
Yeah.
Like how would that be in a spy film? Like these are the kind of things we're playing with. We're not trying to say हम
बहुत बड़ी.
It's more about how cool and original this world is going to be. That's the goal. I think it will. It is the first time I think I'm doing a film where मुझे expectation set करने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ी. For Major, for example, especially in the Hindi market, it was like, who is Major Sandeep? अच्छा वो 26/11 के hero हैं. हाँ. This is a film where I don't need to set up any expectations. ये like people are like, every day I'll get like a couple of angry messages on WhatsApp. I'll get like 30 tweets, 50 posts on Insta where they're like, यार G2 का टीजर कब निकाल रहे हो, उसका ट्रेलर कब निकाल रहे हो, रिलीज डेट कब बताओ. I'm like, shooting start करने वाले नवंबर में.
But still, you all put out that really sort of pre-teaser, like you call it, which I think created a lot of buzz. I think then they have calmed down. ठीक है, अभी के लिए चलेगा. We got the feel. We see what you're doing. What is interesting, and one thing that you've mentioned is, you know, in the Telugu industry, we've seen like there is no audition process, right, to break through to get the roles. Now you are an absolutely established star. For you, I think getting those kind of roles, getting meteor scripts is easier. But for people who are newer in the industry, from your experience, what would you tell them? Because how do you break through? Because there are a lot of people that are usually launched from the film families, right? How do you break through?
I feel like it's a more democratic process than before. Because you know, यार इतना technology आ चुका है now with AI, which wasn't there, like that discussion wasn't there when we last met.
Yeah.
With AI, it's like, यार मैं अपने bedroom में बैठे I can create worlds. You know, we're in fact flirting with just, you know, having our actors' original voices for the Hindi version, but all you have to do is AI will change it up for you. So I think with technology, it's become a very democratic process. Now the issue is something else. I feel the issue is ये नहीं है कि यार इंडस्ट्री में हमें कोई मौका दे रहा है कि नहीं. इशू ये है कि हर कोई इतना सारा कंटेंट बना रहा है. How do you stand out? How do you get the attention of people who at any given point have 20 different brands in their face? So वो उस Instagram जनरेशन को ये look at me करके उनका attention लो, फिर उनको बोलो यार 150 रुपया 200 रुपया 250 रुपया प्लीज पे करो and buy a ticket to watch my film. That becomes the bigger challenge now, as opposed to when I was starting out, where मौका मिलना मुश्किल था. Now it's like it's do it yourself. It's a DIY zamana, you know.
जो आपने किया था.
जो yeah, and now and the Seshes of the world can do it 20 times easier than I could. But how do you stand out? Anybody can make a song at home. Anybody can make a video at home. How do you stand out? How can you be original is the bigger challenge.
You think it's a scarier world?
I think I think it is a more unknown world. We don't yet know the repercussions of what we're doing. Recently I read a tweet जो मुझे बहुत funny लगा. You know, it's like I hate that I was born at the end of the messing around century and now I'm in the find out century. कि 100 साल हमने climate के साथ, planet के साथ, technology के साथ जो मर्जी करना था किया है. Now we're finding out कि उसका repercussion क्या
अब क्या होगा.
Yeah.
So true, well explained.
In terms of being able to stand out, today I think the biggest challenge is how can you be authentic? Because that is the only thing that will shine through. आप फिल्मों को और कितना बड़ा बनाओ, कितना बिग बजट बनाओ और कितना VFX डालो, सब मैक्सिमाइज हो चुका है. सो इट्स नॉट अबाउट मैक्सिमाइजिंग. आपकी कहानी में, आपकी फिल्म में, आपके आइडिया में कितना ऑथेंटिसिटी है, कितनी ओरिजिनलिटी है, इज द thing that will set you apart now.
We're talking about Goodachari. I must say, your cinematographer, I have heard, is going to direct you. And the rumor was that apparently it is going to be a very big film because you have Nagarjuna sir's production house producing the film, from what I know. That there was a rumor that you are apparently going to direct it, which I think later was.
No, I wasn't going to direct it. He's my best friend, Shanil. It's a love story, and it's actually going to be made in Hindi and Telugu.
Yeah.
So after Major, it'll be one more film. Every shot we're shooting in Hindi and we're shooting in Telugu, and based on the cultural nuances, each scene will be different also.
This is the one you tweeted about, where you wrote "look test for a love story." Is this the one?
That's the one. Yeah.
I love how you give teasers. I like how he himself gives you little teasers about that.
It's also because I take so long. बाकी सब का like
they have already in pipeline, announcements are being made.
So वो करे या ना करे आ ही रहा है. मेरा ये होता है कि यार okay, your last film released last December, तब से आप कुछ बात ही नहीं कर रहे हो, क्या हो रहा है करके. So
and not just for his fans, like Shiva Karthikeyan ka fans must be like the best person, है ना? Because everybody got so excited because you were like, by the way, he's making his Bollywood debut. I think people loved the fact that you did that.
Yeah. I think I checked with him and I asked him on stage in his ear if that was okay that I said that. पता चला उनका कोई plan था reveal करने का. So.
But he was okay with it, obviously. Yeah. Obviously.
I am a major fan of his. I think he's amazing and I can't wait to work with him. So hopefully I have something for him.
Yeah, you apparently met him at a wedding or something. No, you had mentioned it once.
Yeah.
And then you all became very good friends.
No, it was so strange. Like we started speaking and like 3 minutes in, it's like यार एकदम वो laser lock वाला हो जाता है ना, ऐसा हो गया था. And we're like talking and we're like, oh, it feels like I've known this person since college. So
fantastic. You know, I was talking to Sunny Deol, I was talking to his son as well, and they were mentioning about how before the actors had a major unity. Even now, of course, you see the camaraderie between Shah Rukh and Salman and all of that. But they said that the kind of camaraderie that Jackie Shroff had with Sunny Deol or others and amongst themselves, they feel like it's missing today in the Hindi film industry. In Telugu, in Kannada and other, I see massive support for each other. Like you all turn up for your press conferences for others. You've done that for people when they ask you for events, and you'll also like uplift each other. Is this observation correct, or is there more to the story?
I think it's a bit more nuanced, but हाँ ये correct observation है. I don't believe in the idea of हमारे ज़माने में. मैं उसमें believe नहीं करता हूँ because nostalgia हमेशा rose tinted लगता है कि हमारे जमाने में
हम लोग और करते थे.
हाँ, I don't know why that's not necessarily there here, but I have gotten a lot of support here. जैसे सलमान भाई ने, once we asked through Simon Raker's family, the moment he heard, he came out and supported us. Mahesh Manjrekar sir, he saw the film, and after he liked it, we met the chief minister through him. So I think it's a matter of पूछने में क्या जा रहा है. And I'm never, if I believe in something and I love something, I don't have any qualms of saying, can you do this for me? So, and if they know that you're not asking it just from selfishness but from a place of art, तो वो भी help करने के लिए तैयार हो जाते हैं. So my experience here has been good. But हाँ, every time I suggested something here when we were promoting, मुझे यही बोला जाता है, सेश मुंबई में ऐसा नहीं होता है, सेश बॉम्बे में ऐसा नहीं होता है. I'm like, ट्राई करने में क्या जा रहा है, और जब ट्राई किया हो गया तो होता है. पूछो तो होता है.
You don't have that kind of ego or something कि नहीं ऐसे कैसे मना कर दिया तो. You don't come from that place ever, so.
हाँ, because for me it's like मना किया तो I'm exactly where I am right now.
What will I lose?
Yeah.
Right?
Someone like Bunny, Allu Arjun was very instrumental in sort of getting my first big hit, like the word out, because social media was just starting at that time. How Mahesh sir produced Major. A lot of, like, when I was starting out, when I was just becoming like a hero, a lot of actresses and actors really went out of their way to sort of support what I was doing, because they believed कि यार ये बंदा, he's doing it for that story, for that film. इसको ऐसा नहीं है कि ये अपना कॉलर उठाना चाह रहे हैं लोगों के सामने, इसलिए वो हमारा हेल्प चाह रहा है. So I think they went out of their way to do it.
And I think that's wonderful,
Yeah.
of course. But you see that, right? Like you mentioned Allu Arjun, and today, I mean, he'll be getting his national
Yeah,
award.
congratulations to him, man. It's like a, it's like a major, like, sense of pride, to, correct me if I'm wrong, but I was told that he would be the first national award winner from the Telugu film industry for acting. And from the place that had stalwarts like NTR Garu and ANR Garu and Chiranjeevi Garu, to know that this is the first time we are being recognized. We're like, okay, thoda overdue hai, but okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad that, Bunny broke the gates open, That fear of the unknown, जैसे हम यहाँ पर आके promote करने लगे और हम लोगों से बात करने लगे, हमने बोला यार देख लो ये film. And the moment they realized, oh shit, this stuff is great. So, I'm looking forward to doing my 20-30 city tours again for my
I
Hindi
love
releases.
that. Your films were majorly dubbed on their own in Hindi and they became massive hits, right? Now they are parallelly releasing it everywhere. This culture of remakes, like we were discussing, is going to be very tricky now, right? कहीं ना कहीं तो already बन गया है और फिल्में भी ऐसे pan India release कर रहे हैं. That culture is going to definitely get impacted by that.
हो गया है. अब I think आज आप एक हिंदी एक्टर को अगर आप एक तेलुगु फिल्म का रीमेक पिच करोगे तो मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली वो मना कर देंगे. वो बोलेंगे नहीं यार, हम जब तक रिलीज करेंगे ना, क्योंकि हम इस फिल्म को रीमेक कर रहे हैं, ओरिजिनल को ढूंढ कर लोग देखेंगे OTT पे, और जब तक हम रिलीज करेंगे लोगों ने ओरिजिनल देख लिया होगा तो हमें नहीं करना.
जी.
So impact हो रहा नहीं रहे, it's like हो गया है already. Like the impact is done. So I think now I'm glad कि जो ओरिजिनल लैंग्वेज भले वो हिंदी में बनाया गया, मलयालम में बनाया गया, टाई भाषा में बनाया गया, जो ओरिजिनल है उसी को देखा जा रहा है. I think that's a very good sign.
I must say, Shesh, while we're talking about other Bollywood debuts, there is another Bollywood film I hear that you already signed.
Yes.
I like how he's like, yes. Whenever I come to this topic, he's like, yes.
See, these especially यहाँ पर they have all these contracts they make you sign. हमारे वहाँ तो सिर्फ हैंडशेक होता है. यहाँ पे तो ये एसी वाले ऑफिसेस में 70 पेज के कॉन्ट्रैक्ट लॉयर के साथ साइन करवाते हैं. So it's like there is this sense that you have to be very careful.
Of what you say.
Yeah.
Sure. But I know that it is happening. It is exciting. उस कॉन्ट्रैक्ट के दायरे में क्या बता सकते हो आप हमें? चलो. You know what I mean?
I think I can
for
say,
all your Hindi
I'll say something very, it's vague but it's promising.
Okay.
And the vague but promising thing is, I for a fact know that out of my next 4 films, 3 films are going to be proper Hindi releases. That I can say. उनमें से कौन सा हिंदी में शूट किया जा रहा है, कौन सा डब किया जा रहा है,
वो नहीं पता.
वो G2 is obviously getting dubbed, but The other love story, for example, that's being shot in
Hindi.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is the one that we just discussed.
yes.
And there's another one I hear, but
Yes. Which, but thoda
तो
producer
सब्र कर लो, patience कर लो. So, but it's exciting time,
वरना वो
right?
निकाल देगा यार, इससे पहले हटा देंगे
No,
बोले
we want more stuff from Shesh. So I'm not going to go down that path. But besides this, you're of course among the most eligible bachelors that we have. So everybody wants to know who is Adivi Sesh dating. And one picture you put out with everybody, you always chilling and it went viral. I mean last year, abhi ki baat nahi hai. आप लोग chill कर रहे थे सब कुछ. All the stars were chilling in that picture and everybody's like,
नहीं, I mean, even my mom wants to know when I'm getting married. So अभी फिलहाल कोई marriage वाले plans नहीं है. And I'm the kind of guy, the moment I announce that is when I'll reveal who I'm dating, what I'm dating, if I'm dating. उससे पहले I'm happy with my let the work speak. Standard
answer.
actor
answer you gave me.
The reason being, जब कुछ official किया जाता है ना, then it's nice.
So then the engagement rumors of you
There
getting
are-
engaged to certain someone is not true?
There is no engagement whatsoever.
So all your female fans particularly are heaving sighs of relief now.
You know what's interesting? I feel like a lot of girls who love actors for the roles they played and all that, वो अगर if they actually get to know us, they'll be like, "Hey, ये इतना ही है." They love the roles we play, I feel.
But in your case, I think in your case, I don't think that's only true. You're also a very fantastic human being. I don't have to say it, but I have to say it. I've met you often to know you are humble.
I
you're
made sure
honest.
she says that when the camera was off.
I pretty much think that they know that you are the person that you are, honest, humble, and the way you are. I think they like that. Women like that. Anybody ask them, please.
Also, यार time नहीं है यार ego बनाने के लिए. Time नहीं है.
बहुत अच्छी बात है.
Like, we're on this planet for such a short time.
Yeah.
That यार ego दिखा के, I was just talking to my PR lady there, and I was asking her like, so she was saying you're very easy to deal with. मैंने कहा, so that must be the case usually. She's like, you'll be surprised. I was like, oh, okay. So it's like, I don't know if there's enough time to really show attitude and show ego and then have someone dislike you. फिर उन्हीं के साथ काम करना पड़ेगा बाद में. It's not worth it.
All right.
प्यार दिखा दो, दुगना मिलेगा.
Oh, how sweet. Everybody, particularly post-major, you were already a huge star. But I'm saying your audience has doubled way more, and there is so much attention with social media. They all want to know. They get very involved in your lives, right? How do you protect that space?
For me, it's actually been the problem the other way around. So, my cousin, she recently called me and she actually yelled at me. She said, "Yeah, you're not understanding." मैंने कहा क्या? She said, a friend of hers had come to her and was telling her about all the actors she liked, and then the friend of hers mentioned my films, and she said, "कितना अच्छा बंदा है, but वो इतना reserved है, मैं उसके बारे में कुछ नहीं जानती." So my friend says I don't share enough. My cousin says, her friend
on social media,
that I don't share enough about myself, that people don't know how I think, people don't know how I genuinely feel. So I've decided कि अब से ना पूरा feeling बाहर
करो. feeling बाहर, मैं तो वेट कर रही हूँ. मैं तो बिल्कुल नहीं पता नहीं इसके बाद प्लीज हम बेसब्री से इंतजार कर रही हूँ मैं और बिल्कुल पूरी जनता सब. फीलिंग्स बताइए प्लीज.
ये कैफे मोका काफी अच्छा है.
But you have been a romantic person. We discussed about this a little. That is why I think when you wrote about that love story, everybody got. But as a person as well,
this would be my first true blue love story.
Exactly.
And I want to do love in a way that you don't usually see. So I'm eager to announce it in a month. And then you know what I'm talking about.
I know a little, but hopefully next time I will get more
Off
details.
camera, I'll show you the announcement video we shot.
Yay!
That I was the look test. I'll show you.
Really?
I'll show it to you after.
I'm sorry, everybody, but this is perks of knowing a Sesh a little bit, no? Perks.
Yeah, definitely. You know what it is? I think people these days are so eager to make a public display of something. Like मैं recently मैं दो दोस्तों को देख रहा था कि वो एक दूसरे से झगड़ रहे हैं because इसने उसको wish किया था पर उसने इसको Twitter पे wish नहीं किया. अच्छा wish किया, फोन करके wish किया, WhatsApp मैसेज किया, पर Twitter पे wish नहीं किया. तो it's not valid until आपने public में दिखाया. So I think मैं उस बात का थोड़ा maybe it's a generational thing. मैं
जी।
millennial हूँ तो Gen Z के लिए शायद वो I think love at its purest is very personal. So unless you're willing to be genuinely personal and private about it, it can't be pure. जब दिखावे पे जाता है प्यार,
प्रॉब्लम हो जाता है उसमें।
suddenly it becomes about the third person जो देख रहा है. It's not about
The two.
the two.
It's true.
That's what I feel.
Does your mother still get very worried now with all the attention that has become double, triple, all of that?
I think she's really on my case about getting married. She's on my case, and we have a little doggy, Bubbles. तो वो Bubbles को जिस तरह से hug कर रही है, she's like, "Hi, I wish he was also a baby I was holding in my hand, my grandson." I'm like, "Oh God, यार."
That's so Indian mother ताने, है ना?
Oh my God.
Very subtle there.
Like, you've lived in America for 30 years. कुछ तो Western भी यार बात करो, please.
But I think that is वो ताने जो subtle ताने होते हैं ना, वो we all know Bubbles. That is because you put pictures.
Bubbles.
And I think it's
I
wonderful.
also adopted Mickey and Minnie. I have another home. They're there on that property.
Lovely.
And Tootie and Fruity, 2 cats. मुझे लगा Tootie is a girl, but later we saw little growth and we realized Tootie is a boy. So Tootie is a boy and Fruity is a girl. They're brother and sister.
So also, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody, along with being the person he is, he also adopts cats and dogs. So there you
5.
are.
I have 5 now.
You can DM all your feelings to him about how much and how amazing is Adivi Sesh. You're going to get DMs for sure. You anyways get. Have there been awkward DMs that have kind of embarrassed you? You're like, wow, okay, intense.
My mom got angry at one comment recently. Somebody commented, "You make my ovaries explode."
You
वो माँ चप्पल लेके मारने वाली थी. I was like, "Mom, stop reading the comments."
Did she read everything?
I don't know, but she read that. And it was a 1-hour fight at the house. I was like,
really?
Please.
Did she want you to go and respond saying, "ऐसे बातें मुझे मालूम"? Did she want?
She's like, "Zarur, you know this person, no?" I'm like, "I don't know who this random person is." So like that's.
I love how a lot of people can completely relate to you right now. कि कुछ कहीं पड़ गया वहाँ से तुम्हारी गलती होगी, तुमने ही कुछ किया है.
और स्क्रीन के पीछे छुपकर लोग आजकल कुछ भी बोलने के लिए तैयार हैं.
That is true.
जो एकदम सामने आके बोले ना.
Oh. Okay, next time you get an opportunity, it's I don't know. Have you had people tell you things like that are weird? Like,
so I went for this American Telugu Association conference last year in DC. So when I went there, this one girl, in front of her mom, she gives me a scroll.
Okay.
So मैंने कहा scroll क्या है? And in it is 7 pages of handwritten. And वो बता रही है, "I know I'm 16 years old. I know you're much older than me. But don't worry, मैं 4 साल में college खत्म करके मैं एकदम ready होंगी and I'll be mature enough for you." करके वो समझा रही है मुझे. I'm like, यार. And I went to her mom. I'm like, "Auntie, please, थोड़ा समझाइए."
You have that bond with your mom, and I think that's beautiful because it's difficult, no? Once you become to find that balance of maintaining all the relationships that you have and then being the busy life that you do.
You know, I've actually been very bad at it. It's only this year that I've gotten good at it. Really? Yeah. In fact, I'll honestly say that I'm only learning how important it is to maintain relationships and your friendships and your family life. And I'm telling you, no offense in this scenario, but that interview, that film, all of it can wait if it means you get 2 more moments with your parents, 2 more moments with your brother or sister, 2 more moments with your wife or husband, for sure.
It's fantastic. People are talking about the spy universes that are being created, right? There's a wide of spy universe, जहाँ पे of course पठान मिलेंगे, you know, Tiger Say and all of that. I know right now there is no plans of doing that, but this has become very interesting, right? Like we saw Vikram, where they were introducing new characters,
Lokesh's universe,
and also doing this amazing cameos. You saw what like Dr. Shivraj Kumar did for Jailer. I'm saying, is there a plan like that to collaborate and make it even bigger? And just because I think the audiences love the collaborations of great actors with fantastic style and personalities coming together on screen.
I mean, I think I had that a little bit. My last release in Hit, the second case, you know, Nani made a special appearance. And I know that I have an appearance in his Hit 3 whenever they started, whenever Sailesh and Nani, that'll be their film, but I know that I have
the small part.
yeah, so I know that we have a little bit of that going on. But as far as G2 is concerned, I think G2 is more of like a classical Mission Impossible or James Bond universe. Matlab,
You want to keep it that way?
yeah, I think it's more striking that way because Goodachari is about him. It's not about, it's about him. So it's a very personal series in that sense. But yeah, hit mein main. In fact, I think Sailesh was telling me either it's hit 4 or hit 5, that it's going to be like 5 hours in the same film. So,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, so there is that universe already building there, right?
Us taraf se Sailesh bana raha hai, so I'm happy to be.
So you're keeping this the way it is.
Yeah.
But tell me one thing, because you said that, and particularly about G2 in that sense of it, it's the time of internet, people watch world cinema, and often a lot of spy films are said, ye na yahan se copied hai, ye na yahan se inspired hai. Inspiration and copying, of course, are two different things, right? Now, for someone who's so invested in it, you've been someone who always has said that you're invested in giving something original, something new. All this time that was spent on doing research, were you also thinking about this aspect? Because a lot of action sequences, a lot of spy films, you mentioned, Mission Impossible, Hollywood films as well. There are similar things that can happen, right? You are in that position to do it. How have you kept yourself away from that? Have you bothered?
So I'll give you a funny example. In fact, this experience that I'm about to tell you is the reason I speak this way now.
Okay.
So one of my favorite spy films of all time is From Russia with Love, the second Bond film.
Correct.
So usme there is a secret base under a shop in Turkey.
Yeah.
That's part of the characterization.
Yeah.
Now I love that, and I'm pretty sure the maker of Kingsman loved that. So in Kingsman he put that there. Now I was very clear कि I loved that too. So मुझे भी अच्छा लगा तो मैंने भी डाल दिया गूढ़ाचारी में. But लोगों को From Russia with Love 1964 का From Russia with Love पता नहीं था. सबको लगा कि ये Kingsman से निकाला है. So there was a lot of allegations on me कि copy किया. So which was first मैं काफी explain करना चाह रहा था, but then I realized that's their frame of reference. So I'm going out of my way on part 2 to make sure कि कहीं भी contemporary references नहीं मिलनी चाहिए. And there are things I'm genuinely inspired by. Like the G2 franchise, the Goodachari franchise is inspired by Mahesh sir's dad, no? Superstar Krishna, and his, in fact, in that first film, Goodachari 116, that was his film. Jayalalitha Garu, was the heroine in that film. I didn't realize, but when I'd seen that as a child, the conversation between Jayalalitha and Krishna Garu on the flight is very similar to my first conversation with Shobita in the film. I didn't even realize it subconsciously came.
Really?
Yeah. So and then Goodachari 116 in Telugu was remade as Farz in Hindi with Jitendra Saab. So, and usme wo agent Gopal 116 hai, if you watch Farz with Jitendra.
It's crazy.
So
it's a never ending.
Yeah. So we have to make sure ki you try and stay as authentic as you can.
You're often told that, in this business, you have to be seen. You're not going to too many parties either. It's a rare sighting of you all chilling together as friends. Like I said, a picture. I keep referring to that because I know he's laughing. But also because you're chilling, right? Even when you're chilling, it's not like you're not partying.
It's because I don't smoke or drink. So, a friend of mine, I won't mention the actor's name, but he said, "Yaar, मैं बहुत uncomfortable हो जाता हूँ तुझे बुलाने में party पे because मैं पीकर मैं कुछ भी बोल दूँ, you'll remember it the next morning, I won't."
because आप तो बिल्कुल पिए हुए नहीं होते ना, so you're like completely sane.
Yeah, so I'm like listening. तो college में मैं सबसे popular था in the US because all the women needed one designated driver. So कोई भी Indian party हो रहा है, Sesh को तो बुलाओ because all the girls need a ride.
Sesh, I think that's not the only reason.
So
I think it is also because you must be very popular anyways. Because
no, but that's the thing, no? If you have an SUV and वहाँ पे तो drivers होते नहीं.
जी बिल्कुल.
So
you're dropping everybody.
Yeah. And I don't drink, so they're super safe. So it was
FOMO doesn't happen to Adivi Sesh, is what I'm thinking.
It doesn't. Also because I know what's coming every time. I know I'm not just sitting around. But I think part of why I'm sort of speaking with you right now is because I know that I take such long gaps between films because I'm busy working on it, and they gave me guidance कि मुझे कभी-कभी
थोड़ा तो करना चाहिए.
हाँ, so So this is an effort to change.
This is the effort to change, which is nice, lovely, because I think they get to see also, how you are, as you can see.
And what I do is during release time, I'll go overdrive. We went 31 cities in 45 days for major.
Because you mentioned major, what you've done during major, which was, I think, extremely courageous as well, which are very few films do it, कि आपने पहली एक patch test दिखाया था लोगों को, पहले ही release के पहले, and people had gone in, watched it, and you got amazing reaction. You have to be either superbly confident to do it, Do you plan to do something like this with G2?
G2 maybe not, for the simple reason that it's twists based. लोग बोलेंगे बस एक Facebook पे या एक Twitter पे डाल दिया.
गलती से, and you, I mean,
by the way, climax में पता है कौन है villain करके, like so
even if you sign NDAs at the end, fans तो क्या मतलब. So that fear.
Yeah. So G2 we might not. Maybe the love story. I like how we're constantly, हमें कुछ बता नहीं रहे. Maybe the love story. We're calling it love story for now because that's how we're going to get out of it. But are you excited with the kind of offers that you've been getting from the Hindi film industry? I did recently. I was offered a big franchise and I said no to it. I think I'm definitely open to things. I got offered another biopic, but it has to be something that makes you. It has to sparkle in your heart when you hear it, when you read it. Wo feeling to other than the film I'm not telling you about, I haven't got. So
you had mentioned about how at some point you had said no to like 9 things that had come your way, right? Tell me, have you ever regretted not being able to do a role for whatever reason when you saw it later?
No, because you're only doing it based on the information you have right now.
वो क्या बना वो तो.
Because sometimes the reason for saying no has nothing to do with the script or the film. You just can't take it up because of when they are offering. A timeline they're offering it, or maybe you don't think you want to live for 6 months away from your family. Other considerations we are.
Like I said, I'm so happy to see you in this good space because, like you said, extra those zero भी मिल रहा है because it really adds to the vision. More than the money, it's about the vision that you want to create और पैसे चाहिए होते हैं vision बनाने के लिए यार.
Yeah.
Please talk to SS Rajamouli about this. है कि नहीं बताओ? And
he sort of paved the way for all of us to come to Mumbai, come to Delhi, come to Los Angeles and say, hey, this is who we are. And I can proudly say that today, Hyderabad is the biggest filmmaking hub in the country. And more Hindi films, when I say Hindi films, I'm talking about sort of a certain caliber.
Yeah.
More Hindi films are made in Hyderabad, I feel, than are made in the city of Mumbai when we're talking about the bigger budget films. Because of the space we have to offer, the infrastructure we have to offer. So I think what we're bringing to the table is immense. And I think he was the first one to sort of break that open. यार ये लोग क्या हो रहा है वहाँ पे.
Yeah, and look where he's taken it.
Yeah. Now he's saying अब इंडिया हो गया है.
अब तो बाहर ऑफर्स बाहर के मिल रहे हैं अब. मुझे ये जानना है कि अब what are your specific challenges you face once you've become to a stage besides the pressure? What are the challenges that you have seen that can be addressed?
That people don't tell you the truth.
People don't tell the truth, so you don't get offended.
उनको लगता है कि यार अभी आज ही हुआ, like my makeup artist, he's probably one of the most sharpest brains I know and one of the most honest guys. And there was a time when we were shooting Major, he mentioned something about a scene and I completely realized something and I started acting and doing my performance very differently based on his advice. So today I was showing him a photograph I thought I liked of myself that I was going to put out. He's like, and he was hesitating. मैंने कहा क्या हो गया? He's like, I don't know if you'll be okay with me telling you that I don't like. And I think the only reason that change is not in the way I treat him, but
it's because of what you've become today.
So I think that lack of truth that people are not willing to give you is my biggest challenge, which you have to find ways to encounter. It's a good problem to have.
It's a good problem to have?
Yeah.
From the industry people also.
When people don't care, they will give you the truth. Making them actually like it is the bigger problem. And once they think highly of you, everything is okay. And even eventually you fall into a trap कि तुम सोचने लगते हो हाँ अच्छा ही तो है. Because everyone's saying it. सबने बोला अच्छा है, तो अच्छा ही होगा.
Are there few directors still left in Sesh's list?
Of course. And I say this in every interview, but I'd love to hopefully, work with Sanjay Leela Bhansali sir someday. Rajmouli sir's film as a lead actor instead of as a villain. Absolutely. There's so many filmmakers. I dream Bala sir in Tamil. He'll push you to your brink as a performer. Farhan Akhtar as a director. Love to work with him. I think Dil Chahta has sort of changed how I think of cinema.
Have you ever thought of reaching out to the ones who you think keep in your wish list? Because that happens early in your career, right? Which is why I'm asking this question again today.
I think nobody works with you because you reached out. They work with you because they think you're right for something they need. So
that is why.
वो तो मैं कभी नहीं किया. Even when I was a struggler, I think the only person I went and actually said, "Sir, anything you want me to do, I'll do," was Rajmouli sir in the beginning, and then he promptly called me a year later.
But I like the way you put that. All right, Shesh. Some fun questions. Are you ready? Okay. The funniest nicknames that you received.
So Adivi means forest in Telugu. So a lot of Twitterati sometimes refer to me as forest snake bro. Because Sesh is Shesh Nag.
So it's actually a witty one.
Yeah. So or snake bro. That's a very big funny nickname I have.
A rumor about yourself that you wish was true.
Oh, they used to think because I grew up in the States, I was just some rich tech guy who had a bunch of Ferraris and Lambos and just कभी-कभी मुझे acting करनी थी, so कभी-कभी India आ जाता था. And I was like, I wish that was true. Please show me those Ferraris because I'd really, like that.
Okay. What has been the weirdest pickup line someone has tried using on you?
Weirdest pickup line. Oh, I don't know if it's a pickup line, but once this girl, she came and I was in my caravan in my vanity, and she came in with her mom, and I was told they wanted to take a picture and they wanted to take it inside. I said, fine. So when they both came in, she actually came with a marriage proposal.
Okay.
And her mom had brought like her kundli and everything which she was ready to discuss right then and there.
Oh, God.
I was like, I have blood on my face and I was just trying to take a picture.
Right now is not the moment. Right now, after I remove my blood, let's think about that.
Yeah, so
God, it must be getting so awkward when
that
that
was
happens.
fun. Yeah, that was fun.
Okay, who do you think you have best on-screen chemistry with?
Best on. Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
Say it.
It's coming.
I have tried in so many, at least 5 questions referring to that. Now I think I get you. So it's coming with?
It's coming with. That's coming in very, very soon, and you'll see what I mean. And I genuinely think she's a phenomenal actor. But I think she's the best on-screen chemistry I've had with, based on our test shoots that we've done.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, he'll tell me a little. So, I mean, I will have to not say if he does, but unfortunately not for on camera right now. Okay, the weirdest rumor about yourself that is absolutely not true.
Oh, so my first breakout film was a film called Punjab, where I was the villain. And so I do drugs in the scene in the film, and I'm very angry. So I got, about 6 months later, this assistant director came to pitch me a film. And he's like, sir, I know that you get very angry and about drugs karte ho, mujhe pata hai ye baat. But I'm like, what? And he's like, हाँ, जैसे आपने movie में किया था. मैंने कहा यार, वो movie है भाई, मैं तो cigarette तक नहीं पीता यार.
Strange, isn't what they'll believe you?
Yeah.
Oh,
so that was fun.
God. Okay. Who do you think is right now one of the best spy heroes in the Hindi film industry?
And I'm saying this not even diplomatically. I genuinely love the new Tiger 3 trailer. I just think it's really cool. The thing is, as far as
like Imran as a villain also, right?
Yeah, definitely. So all of it just looked good. It looked slick. It looked like it didn't look like हाँ देसी film के लिए ठीक है. No, it looked like on point.
Okay.
So I genuinely like that.
But film, it's a trailer, so I don't know how the film is yet.
I don't know how the film is yet.
Correct.
Either. But see, as actors, I feel like when it comes to Salman sir or Shah Rukh sir and all these people, I mean, I feel like we're going to these films to watch them. I don't know if it's because I'm thinking of them as a spy or not. वो spy हो या ना हो, मैं देखने जाऊँगा picture. So it's a little different. But I think the best spy I've seen in Hindi film is probably Alia Bhatt. And
Razi.
Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully one day we get to see you and Alia also on screen, no?
Manifest.
Manifest. I'm always manifesting people.
Yeah.
I really want to see that happening. Okay, what according to you is the best compliment you've received from a male co-star about your film and your work?
You know, I think it was nice to hear recently this young actor, I won't mention his name, but he came up to me and he said, you know, I'm trying to model my career the way you have, because what you've done, you know, is sort of an example for how people without backgrounds can make it. I was like, okay.
That's fabulous.
I said it's a lot of luck involved, but yeah.
But in your case, it's a lot of hard work also, right?
यार hard work जितना भी करो, भगवान साथ नहीं देते ना. So there is वो एक luck factor होता है.
Okay.
कुछ भी करो, you know, you do everything, but you still need somebody to say, "Arey, that was nice." Nobody, especially in our business, nobody is there on their own. The biggest insider, the biggest outsider, the most youngest guy, the oldest guy, everybody is there because of someone else.
Yeah. Fair enough.
We're branches in one tree.
Fair enough. What's the most romantic thing you have done for someone?
The most romantic thing? I went to a different continent without the money to stay there.
And then?
And I made a friend and luckily got a place to stay for 30 days.
That is romantic. You hustled in romance. So basically you hustled in career and you hustled in romance.
Well, this was like when I was 17.
But not recently any.
नहीं यार. अब करने का time नहीं.
अब करने का time नहीं है.
Time नहीं और frankly energy भी नहीं.
Okay. But I think that's sweet, right? Okay. End it. If you had to say something in Telugu that you think will be impressive to tell a woman, what would that be?
To tell a woman?
Yeah. I wouldn't say pickup line. You're not the kind of person who'd be using pickup lines. You don't need to use pickup lines, honestly. I'm saying something that you can say in Telugu to impress the women.
నాకే కాదు నువ్వు మా అమ్మకు కూడా నచ్చుతావు, which is not just me, even my mother would like you.
Ooh, it's very natural for you, isn't this? See how you said it just like.
अरे writer हूँ यार.
है ना? Wonderful. But it's amazing. I see that, and you know, it's always so much fun chatting with you.